Thanks, guys.
Sorry.
Nope, it's going here. I was gonna push it down, but I'm not strong enough. Alright. First of all, I'd like to say, hi, my name is Stephanie Anderson. Originally Stephanie Perry, but I recently got blessed in February. Anyways, for those who don't know me, I am 26. I graduated already, and I help out every service with the slideshow. But today, they had asked me to give a service, but I'm not a pastor, but I'd like to share some things that I've thought about and learned as I have grown. I'm still growing, guys. Anyway, so it's talking about walking in someone else's shoes, which is kind of a tough thing to do when you're really set on your own ways. So I'm going to do a little exercise. Can everyone down look at their shoes? Please look at their shoes. Now, look at your neighbor's shoes, and then your other neighbor's shoes. As you can tell, most of everyone's shoes are different. Everybody has a different pair of shoes. And if you have the same shoes, you might have a different size. Your feet are different. Everything is different. See? You have all different kinds of shoes. And just like your shoes, everyone's personal journey has been different. To take your journey and compare it to someone else's journey is like comparing your shoe to someone else's shoe. You don't know where they've been, and you don't know where they're going. You don't know what's in their mind. So for me, the idea of looking at people's shoes is something so simple, but something so deep, because if you think about it, what do you know about their shoes? Have you ever actually taken the time to put their shoes on? I know I've tried with my dad's, and they're really big. Kind of hard to live up to that. Big shoes, yeah? Anyways, so I really enjoy this quote. Unfortunately, I couldn't find an image a little bit nicer, but I'll read it for you. And why do you look at the speck in your brother's eye and do not consider the plank in your own eye? This is Matthew 7:3. So for me, I think of judging others as self-destructive. You know, you're constantly looking at others, trying to see what you can point out that's wrong. But have you taken the time to look at yourself? Because by judging others, you're not giving yourself the chance to grow. Because let's just say, oh God, why does she act like that? Man, I am so awesome. What? And then you think about it, and then you've realized by judging others, you didn't have the chance to realize that maybe you snubbed the person next to you. Maybe you didn't, reach out to them when they needed your help because you're so busy thinking about how great you are that you didn't see your sibling or your family member struggling with an issue that you just thought they were being ridiculous and selfish. Maybe they just don't know how to reach out. So instead of, putting yourself in your shoes, you just think about taking a step and being like, why? Why am I doing this? Most of the time I find myself judging people because I'm insecure about myself. I'm insecure about what I am doing because, you're so afraid of what people are seeing as your image that you're always like, oh man, look at her wearing that outfit. Man, she looks so bad. And then you're like, I look good, right? Right? Look, I'm so good. But, it's not about that. It's about trying to see why they're dressed like that. They might be dressed like that because they don't have the money. Maybe they're dressed like that because they're not secure about themselves and their image. Maybe they wear all those clothes because they don't want people to see them. They don't want to be shown to the world as the way that they are. But that's where you step into play, and you give them the courage to be who they are, because who they are is beautiful. God made them. Not you, God. So most person is different. Their journey is different. Who they are has been made by their steps. Love is the absence of judgment. That's by the Dalai Lama, and I think that's beautiful. Because when you're judging people, you give no time to love them. Loving is what is creating this world. Father himself wanted us to unite the world as a family. No family can be created in judgment. Who wants to come to a family if they're constantly going to be put down and looked on and not understood? I don't want to go to a family reunion where they're going to be like, oh, Steph, you have gained some serious weight. I don't want to go there. Why would I want to go there? They just told me I'm fat. Listen, I don't need your help on that one. I can tell myself all the bad things because, you're your worst critic. I believe that fully. But, for example, at Planet Fitness, and this is an example. I'm trying to think of examples to make this easier for people to understand because I find that if you talk about it, it's not that easy to understand because you're like, what did she talk about? if you get examples, it's easier for you to, picture it. For example, Planet Fitness, their motto is a judgment-free zone. So when you go there, you can wear the weirdest outfits you want. They're not going to judge you because that's what there is in their motto. What makes them so powerful, because people are always afraid of going to the gym, because that's why you're going to the gym. You're working out, you're getting better, but there are people there who have already worked out, and they're all there just to tone themselves up. So with Planet Fitness, they're all about not judging you and letting you go there to be comfortable, to better yourself. It's all about your growth, your personal journey, rather than seeing where you are at that current moment. So for me, it's kind of like that. And if you judge people, you have no time to love them. And they need love. Everybody needs love. To feel love and appreciated is an amazing thing. I have a story to give an example. I have a sister-in-law, her name is Rebecca. She's difficult for me to understand because I have a hard time putting myself in her shoes and her perspective, which I'm trying to grow and I'm trying to do. So like you guys, I'm not perfect. I'm trying to grow and I'm trying to be an adult, but sometimes my selfish nature comes into play, and I don't want to be I don't want to be an adult. I don't want to see your perspective because I feel better about myself that way. But I understand as a growing individual for God, I have to put myself out of that perspective. So Rebecca and my brother live in Virginia. Now they were on a trip and they were coming here to visit for a birthday party. My siblings are all born in August, 6, 8, and 10, so they have this huge August celebration party. And so they had come up from Virginia to visit, but they stopped in New York along the way. And when they got there, it was around 8 o'clock at night, and it was a long day. It's about a 10-hour drive, plus they've stopped in New York, and there's lots of visiting. So I figured, Rebecca wants her time to relax and, just settle down and just be peaceful. She wasn't really talking, so I figured, give her space, might as well. I'd be dead. I'd be like, don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. But anyways, later on, I got into the car with her, and she actually brought that situation up, and I didn't think about it at that point. And she's like, Stephanie, when I came back from New York, why didn't you ask me about my trip? Why didn't you ask me about it? Did you not care? Do you not care about my trip? Do you not like me? And I was like, what? No, not at all. I thought you were tired. So apparently, in her perspective, she thought because I wasn't paying attention to her, because I wasn't asking her what it was, I didn't care, which is just the opposite. I figured she'd be exhausted, so I wanted to give her time to relax and space, but she's a different person than I am. I need space. She doesn't need space. She wants to talk. She wants to share what she saw. She saw museums. She saw things. She just wants to express her, she wants to connect on a level by sharing her needs and sharing what she saw. So for me, I didn't think about what she's like, and she didn't think about what I'm like. Instead, we're like, I'm just gonna leave her alone. She's like, she doesn't care. But it was a miscommunication and putting ourselves in our own shoes rather than the others. So now I know if she comes over, I'm gonna ask her a lot of questions. She doesn't get to rest because I'm going to make sure she knows that I care and that I love her, and that it's not because I don't care, it's because I want her to feel love. So that's how she needs to be cared for. So I want to get a Rottweiler. I know people are like, what? Stephanie. I'm like, I know. But that's the thing. I see their character. I'm not judging them for the behaviors of what humans have done to them. Now, Rottweilers are very protective in their nature because they love their humans and the people that they're with so much. They love them. They have so much love. They're kind of like a mama bear, protective of their cubs. So the thing is, humans have seen that protective nature and have developed it and made it into a way that it gets really aggressive. Dogs don't understand what they've been taught. They just act on a behavior that they've been learned. Now, people are constantly judging these dogs. Why would you get that dog? They're such evil dogs, so aggressive, such angry dogs. I'm like, no, they're not. If they're trained right, if they're loved right, they're amazing dogs. They will take the abuse from a child all the time and come back with love and affection. I've seen the dogs get their tails pulled, kicked, and drawn on. The dogs are just like, hey, best friend, that's cool. You're loving me. I'll accept it. They don't bite. They don't get aggressive. The only reason why they think they get aggressive is because if they don't know the person that comes into the house, they're like, don't come near my human because I don't know you. So that's the reason why dogs are being judged by the way they are. Instead of seeing the character, they see the actions of others rather than the character of who they are. So because they're being judged, they're not being loved and put into that category. Anyways, I just like dogs. And I'm going to use another example. Yesterday, I was stuck, sincerely stuck, on the couch, watching pit bulls and parolees on Animal Channel for Animal Planet for maybe 5 hours. I just sat there watching it because of them, like, the doggies, they're so cute. Look, they're saving them. Save the dog. And the thing is, like, the pit bulls have the same example of what the Rottweilers do because they're aggressive dogs to protect their family. And they've been really abused, and a lot of the dogs, after they fulfilled their purpose, are left behind. So this show is basically about this woman who believes in second chances, and she'll actually go and grab these dogs and, fix them and make them better, and then try and get them into their forever home. And I just love that because instead of judging the dog, she's trying to see what they went through, trying to put herself in the perspective of the dog rather than condemning the dog because of what had happened. She's putting herself in that position. She sees that the dog is struggling, that it's going through a lot because a lot of dogs are like angry when they first get them and scared. They don't want to go near you. They've been through so much. But by being patient and being understanding and just giving them their space and knowing that they're going to be there and giving them the same unconditional love, a lot of the dogs have been transformed back to where they need to be. And so that's what I think we need to do as a community. We need to give people their space, understand that they've been through so much. This life is difficult. It's never going to be easy. I mean, when can you learn anything if it's too easy for you? You're never going to appreciate what's given to you if you don't have it hard. But everybody has a different story. So, gotta think about that when you meet people. And I think Father says it in the best way possible in his quote, in his poem, The Crown of Glory. So I found that video for you and I would like to play it. So I'm gonna play it. Anyways, so that's really basically my talk. It's keeping it simple, but once again, when you're feeling the need to judge people, please stop and then look at your feet and then look at their shoes. See the shoes difference. And remember, God gave them a path that's different than yours, so you should try and understand it. So please join me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this day that you've given to us today. Pray that we're here together learning and trying to grow, that you can be with us to help us understand what you want us to see. I also pray that you have the patience and the faith to know that we are trying our best to grow, but we have struggles because we have our fallen nature that was given to us, and it's hard to sometimes overcome it, to really see what you want us to learn and to really be above and beyond and really learn to love without judgment and really see others as you see them, as you've given them their strength and their love and their travels and their paths, that you love them as well, that trying to get us to see them as you see them, and it's your child that they're your children, so that you can really help each and every one of us to really remember to love everybody and see that their path is different than ours, but that means that they're nothing less than us, that they might be more, to really appreciate the members that are around us and love each other. I report this all in the name of Stephanie and Trevor Anderson, a Blessed Central couple, a Jew.